Tunchi Lee, Young Angel, Young Lion, man. Y'all boys get on the track with Onika Mirage and y'all still dying, man. What's up? We in this bitch. This ain't gonna be the first time that I do numbers on 2 crutches. Seen more plaques than 2 brushes. Until I'm at the pearly white gates, I gotta move something, do something. All meetings happen in person, so they can't prove nothing. No, they ain't.
Let's get ready to rumble!
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Ryan Frazer, and I'm back with another one. Man, we had a good weekend of fights. You know, definitely boxing starting to heat up, and I'm here for it, man. Shout out to the ladies that put on this weekend, kept us in the mood. Man, they definitely stole the show, you know. Michaela Mayer and Sandy Ryan may have won fight of the year, but we still got lots of time, man. We still got lots of fights coming up, so it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this year plays out. But shout out to everybody tuning into the building. When you come in, make sure you smash that like button, hit that sub, and let's talk boxing, man. Let's get right into it. Yeah, the first topic we got here, obviously, Sandy Ryan, Michaela Mayer, definitely fight of the year candidate in my eyes, man. I know a lot of other people gonna say, you know what, it ain't for them like that, but for me, man, it was definitely a great fight. Staying up till 1 a.m. You know, you want to see good fights, but shout out to Top Rank. They definitely had a good card last night. And the problem, my only issue with Top Rank is they just take forever with the cards, man. Like, they take too long with the ring walks. They take too long with the production, and they do a lot of interviews in between fights. So though, as a fan, I understand it. You want your fans to be rooting for these guys, so you want to show their backstories. But man, I just want to watch boxing. Like, I'm on the East Coast. I get it if you're on the West Coast. It's probably not much for you, but I think I went to bed at like 1:30 last night after that fight was done. So definitely on the East Coast, it's a little bit tougher watching these Top Rank cards. But that was a great fight. That was a really good fight. Michaela Mayer, Sandy Ryan, they definitely was out there trying to knock each other's heads off, man. And I was really impressed by Michaela Mayer. Actually, I was rooting for Sandy Ryan to win, but Michaela Mayer, she looked good in spots, man. Really, really good. And the difference in the fight for me was Michaela Mayer was landing 3s and 4s, and Sandy Ryan was more like landing 1s and 2s. And I think that played a role down the fight. I thought Michaela Mayer was going to gas out at some point because she was going up in weight. And it actually looked like she carried the weight really well. You know, it looks like that's probably where she should have been at. And I think naturally she's going to be really, really good there. And she said she wants to go for undisputed. I think 147 is where she's at now. And I'm not sure who the other champions are at that division, but I definitely think if Sandy Ryan could go back to the UK, win a couple fights, this rematch can be bigger. And I think it deserves to be bigger. Shout out to Eddie Hearn for sending, Sandy Ryan over here for that fight. This is the good thing and the bad thing. Like, when you're sending your fighter over to the big market of America, you don't know what's gonna happen, man. But at the same time, shout out to Sandy Ryan. Hey, I'm bringing my guest up here. My guy, Dr. Boxing Talk. What's going on, my brother?
Nothing much, man. How's everything your way, man?
It's all blessed, man. Here on the East Coast, starting to change colors up here, man. Starting to get cooler.
Change the different seasons and all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty, but man, you know what's coming after.
Right. Yeah, man. I'm sure it looks good over there, man. You get your little maple leaves falling and all that stuff.
Sure, man. Sure. But yeah, man. This Michaela Mayer and Sandy Ryan, man. How did you enjoy that fight?
Man, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very competitive fight. I know some people are upset with the results, but I thought that both ladies did their thing, man. The queens in the ring. I thought Michaela Mayer, even if it was a close fight, if you know her little history, she has a little bit of controversial decisions that didn't really go her way, in the past. So even if that is the case, we feel like Sandy Ryan may have won slightly. You got to be like, okay, Michaela Mayer, maybe she may have been owed this one a little bit, but I thought it was I thought it was a close competitive fight, but I thought the right person won, Michaela Mayer, man. Shout out to Sandy Ryan though.
Yeah, man. And I was on definitely the same wave as you. Like, and I was rooting for Sandy Ryan, but I was actually surprised by the durability of Michaela Mayer. Like, she was taking these shots and literally returning them back. Like, she wasn't like running around the ring, and she did the right thing by moving, keeping Sandy Ryan. Sandy Ryan couldn't cut off the ring, and I felt like that was her biggest issue.
Yeah,
she couldn't put Michaela Mayer in a corner and really land those shots, and I think that's where she lost the fight. To be honest, I know her corner was telling her to punch more, which was what she needed to do, but Michaela Mayer's corner was also telling her the right thing: keep circling out, because she's not catching you. So I think both women were doing well, man. We just saw that Michaela Mayer executed better, and that's why she won, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, man.
What do you think Michaela Mayer goes from here? Like, you think they do the immediate rematch, or she has to go off and?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't think she does an immediate rematch. I don't know if she because like you said, Sandy Ryan, she should have cut off the ring a little bit better. But man, when she did get to her, I remember I don't remember what round it was. It was one of the later rounds, man. I want to say at least like maybe round 8. She hit her with like 3 consecutive 1-2s right down the pipe, and I think that it was just showing her, her aggression, man. And I think it maybe had something to do with the incident, with the pain and stuff like that. And I'm not saying this as an excuse for Sandy Ryan in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but at the same time, you do have to account for it. And I think that may have misguided. She maybe had some misdirected energy, so she was just focused on the knockout, and maybe she just wasn't able to execute as well as she probably, anticipated, going into the fight. But me personally, man, I like rematches. I think this fight is definitely deserving of one. But at the same time, too, I also like career longevity, and I'm a proponent for tune-up. So I think maybe she might need to get a chill fight or something. But
yeah.
I would love the rematch immediately as a self-boxing fan. But if not, I understand it, because that was hey man, that could have been fight of the year, man. What you think?
No, I think it's in there, man. I think if you didn't have Beterbiev and Bivol and obviously AJ and that Dubois, it'd probably be like right up there right now. Like it'd probably be number 1 now, but obviously people are gonna we still got to see Beterbiev and Bivol. That might not turn out to be the fight we think it is. Boxing's weird sometimes. It might be a boring fight, so we don't know. But shout out to Oscar, yo. He's up in the building.
Oscar in the building, my brethren. I would to answer your question, my fault. I would say no. I don't think she's gonna do an immediate rematch, and I don't blame her. But I would like to get it down the line somewhere.
Yeah. I think Michaela Mayer says she wants to be undisputed, and women's boxing is a little easier for that. So I mean, Sandy Ryan, if anything, she can get in the way by trying to get another belt before Michaela gets there, and puts herself back in that position. Now we got unification, which is it's a bigger fight now. It's got more meaning to it. And both ladies can make some money, man. Nah, that'd be a good fight, man. I enjoyed it, man. That top ranked card, I thought from top to bottom it was good. Another dude that we've been watching, Xander Zayas, he looked really good last night.
He did.
I know a lot of people wanted him to get a stoppage, but he's a very durable guy. Definitely tough opponent, man. So like Xander, he just put on a masterclass, and that's sometimes better than a knockout to me, because it's hard. It's hard to go out there and perform like that against a durable guy. But you think Xander's ready for the top 5?
Man, top 5. Who would be my top 5? I don't think he's ready for Bud. Don't think he's ready for Madrimov. Don't think he's ready for Zoo. I don't think he's ready for who would be 4. I mean, Sebastian Fundora. I don't think he's ready for him. I got to give him respect as two-belt champion. But Virgil Ortiz, who we called out coincidentally, would probably be my 5th. So I would say yes, because I think he's ready for Virgil Ortiz. I believe him, man. Like he called out Virgil Ortiz and said he believes that he has some vulnerabilities that he can exploit. And man, Xander Zayas, like you said, a lot of people they were a little disappointed without getting a stoppage. But me and you spoke prior too. And Damian Sosa, man, if you know, he's a tough fighter, man. He looked good on his last fight on Pro Box, and I thought that Xander Zayas looked as impressive as you can look without getting a stoppage, man. That's the way I thought the fight was going to go going in. And while I was hoping that it would go that way for him to, get a solid win, and he definitely did. He impressed, man. I don't think that there's probably maybe 1 or 2 rounds you could argue for Damian Sosa. The rest were definitely Xander, and I thought that was very impressive, man. He was going against a tough guy, so I think he's ready. I think he's ready for Virgil Ortiz. The other 4, I'm not sure. But if he says he could take Virgil Ortiz, I would. I know you're gonna get on me about it. I like to marinate a little bit, so I wouldn't mind him chilling a little bit. But if he was gonna jump in there, I would say Virgil Ortiz rounds out my top 5, and I think he could beat Virgil Ortiz. I believe he has me convinced. I'll say. What about you?
I think of the top 5 of my top 5, Virgil's probably the most vulnerable right now, just because of his last matchup, especially. You've seen Virgil look human, man.
Yeah.
Oscar says Xander is ready for the lower names like Ramos and Nuba. Okay. Yeah, I agree, man. I think Xander's also ready for like those guys like Lubin, probably more so. Ramos Jr. for sure.
Yeah.
It's tough to put him in against like even Madrimov. I think Madrimov is very good, man.
Yeah.
Even Sergey Boacek would be a tough fight for Xander right now.
Bro, Sergey Boacek, what's the other guy?
Backrooms there still.
Charles
like
Conwell,
Brandon Adams too. Yeah, and Conwell, man. Like this division is just it's loaded. So like
can't sleep on Brian Mendoza either. Brian Mendoza knocked out Fedora before he got Tim Tszyu fights. That 54 is nice, man. 54 is nice. Man.
I think Mendoza actually would be the perfect fight for Xander, like to see if he's really on that level. Yeah, like you said, he presents that knockout power, that little he can get Xander in trouble. He's a vet too. He's been in big fights. I think he's fought Tim Tszyu as well too. So he's been in big fights. So Mendoza might be the best option next.
I think so.
Top 5, I don't think like Virgil maybe. Yeah, I'm saying maybe because
I like the counter punching against Damian Sosa, and that's what he said he was going to be able to do. One of the things he said he would be able to do against Virgil Ortiz is his counter punch. We know Virgil Ortiz, he don't really move his head off the center line too much, and Sergey Boacek was kind of showing that, and I think that
that's true.
If he sees that and he feels like, hey, I could take advantage, and I believe the young man, especially after he said that and then went on and performed like he did against Damian Sosa. Yeah, I'm with him, man, until proven otherwise. I like Xander. I thought he showed that.
Yeah, I don't know if Bob's gonna do that yet. Throw him in there.
Yeah.
I think they think he still needs a few more fights, which is all right, man, because that's how Top Rank operates. I get it already.
Yep.
That's what they do. They build stars.
Yep.
So when Xander's ready to break out, they're gonna know over there. Should be nice, but I think he's ready to fight at least like Mendoza and Lubin for sure.
Lubin that'd be a good fight too. Yeah,
those would be good fights for him. But I get it if they don't throw him in there. I totally get it. But man,
cool, man. So
Shu Shu City,
Shu
man, New York. Man, Shu Shu. He said he's gonna go for a title shot early next year. I haven't looked at the division really. Do you think he's ready though? Think he's ready for the title shot?
That's a good question, man. I like that segue that you did, man, from because he was also on the card, of course. I'm gonna be honest, man. I like Shu Shu. I believe he's a nice prospect, up and coming, but I don't think he's ready. Not from that last performance, unfortunately, man. Because the 4 champions are who? If you get the title shot, we got to go to the 4 champions, right? We got Nick Wrecking Ball. Ray Vargas, maybe Ray Vargas, because he doesn't have too much pop on his punches. I could see maybe against Ray Vargas, but Angelo Leo maybe too. Him coming off of upset against Lopez, and his last fight before that was on Pro Box as well. And so I'm not really too sold on Leo, but I like what I saw. We know he has power. He can't get hit by Leo like he got hit by Sagawa, in my opinion. And then also who's Rafael Espinoza, I think he's the best. I don't think he has a chance against Espinoza right now. I think Espinoza, to me, I look at him as the best champion. But yeah, what do you think?
I'm in the same boat, man. Like I think that division's like a lot better than it's talked about. Like the names that I'm looking at: Espinoza, Leo, Ray Vargas, and Nick Ball. Like Nick Ball, like I said, I picked against him twice, and he made me look bad. So like he's one of them dudes that I'm just sold now. I'm like, all right, you get my respect for it. But then you look at Robesi's there.
Robesi Ramirez, can't forget about him, right?
Fulton is now there.
Yep, Fulton. Figueroa's there too, right? Brandon Figueroa.
Yeah, he's the intern for WBC. Yeah, so like I'm looking at it like, damn, Shu Shu, you don't even got like the champ's not even really your problem right now.
You feel
Lewis
me?
Neri's still there too. Lewis Neri
Lewis
dropped him
Theory.
anyway. And Raymond Ford now. Raymond Ford's he moved up, right?
Yeah, he just moved up to
Oh, so he's
130.
at
So,
30 now.
yeah,
Never
he's at
mind. So
30
he's
now.
out of
Yeah, his
there.
fight is on the undercard of Boots
Yep.
and Boots and Karen and
Karen,
Bam.
yeah, man. So like, yeah, that division is still loaded just from the top 5, like top 10 probably even like.
Mhm.
Yeah, with Fulton in there, and not even that guy who gave him trouble, Carlos Castro, is in there.
Oh yeah.
That guy could fight
Gosh,
against
yeah.
Bruce too. So I mean, yeah, he's not ready, man, and that's not no
Not
slight to
ready.
him though, because like when you look at those guys, they all got like 25 plus fights. Like those guys are extremely tested. Nick Ball,
Yep.
obviously, man, he's been in a couple dog fights. Ray Vargas too. Like his only loss is I think Oshaki Foster. So like,
Yep.
Andrew Leo, like he's been around a minute, and then Espinoza, he had that
Come
big
on.
win over Robesi, which
You feel me?
he's kind of built on. So I mean,
Yeah.
that division's a lot deeper than it's
6'1" too,
talked about, man.
Yeah. Let me see. I think Espinosa 6'1", Ray Vargas 5'11".
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are some tall dudes, bro.
Yeah, you imagine like Nick Ball and Espinoza.
Come on, that would look crazy. That would look crazy, man.
Oh, Oscar saying Shu Shu got a gift. Oh man,
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't score it though. I didn't score that fight.
I didn't
I
score.
wish
either.
I did, but
Me too.
it was a close fight. But I once I saw he was a southpaw, I think I said that. I'm like, yo, he might give Shu Shu problems just because he's a southpaw, and I know how orthodox fighters have issues with southpaws. Like you look at most of the best fighters in our game right now are southpaws, which is like not no coincidence. It's a different look for sure. All right, Oscar said, I think
Usyk southpaw, right? Usyk.
Usyk.
Tank southpaw, right?
Yeah. Bud's kind of like switch hitter,
But
but
he might as well. He everything the way he be switching. So
I think anyways is a southpaw too. I believe. I'm not. I'm not 100%. I'm not in any way like. I just started watching that division to be honest.
Yeah, the bantamweights.
Yeah, I've never really been big on those guys, but when you got guys like Gento and Inoue and Bam, like you can't ignore those guys.
Yeah, I rock with Junto, man. I like the bantamweight. I actually think 118 is a pretty hot division right now, but I'm looking forward to a future clash between Junto and Naoya. But hopefully he gets unification between Junto and Takuma in the way he was a champion at 118. You know, that'd be nice. But yeah,
Oscar, he's definitely not ready for anyway. Nah, man,
nah. I like I said, the only thing, the silver lining for him is that because we haven't seen anyway at 126 yet, maybe his power doesn't translate, and then maybe have a better chance. But if how it looked last night against Suleiman Sagawa, yeah, he's not ready for it anyway, man. I think they need to stop asking that question, man.
Yeah, and
at least
they're trying to hype up a fight, but nah, man, like they doing it the wrong way because like Shu Shu's like in anywhere almost in two different worlds right now. Like
facts.
Anyways, trying to be that guy, man.
Yeah.
But shout out to my guy. Anyway, guys in the building, man. Edwin, what's going on, brother?
Edwin, what's good?
On, man? Oh, you muted. Yeah.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. You hear you now, brother.
Hold on. Let me get my my headset in.
Yeah.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's good?
What's good, guys? Yeah, man. I was gonna take it easy tonight. I wasn't gonna hop on, and I saw you two guys on. I was like, yo, that's my man. Let me hop on, chop it up with them. I heard you talk a little bit about Naoya Inoue and some of the fights. Before we get to like, I don't know if you guys got to the mayor fight, which was one of the best fights of the night. Them two girls were at it. I gotta give them credit, right? They listen. They did their thing, But my honest assessment with Bruce Shu Shu Carrington, I believe, the young man, he's one of my favorite fighters. I believe a lot of things were exposed on him that night, unfortunately. And it showed when a guy wasn't afraid of him. You could see that Bruce Carrington was doing like that intimidating tactics on weigh-in, clenching his jaw, trying to get the other guy to, scared of him, coming into the fight. And I was just like, wow, like his performance was all night. He was waiting for that one punch knockout. Like coming off 3 knockouts, I felt like he fell in love with the knockout a little too much. His jab was non-existent. His jab, like he had no jab, right? And when you see a guy that can do a little bit of boxing, because it's not like this guy was like great lefties. I gave him a little credit because dealings with lefties is always tricky. So I wasn't that critical on Bruce. You know what I mean? I'm on Bruce, you know. So I was like, okay, come on. And I was like trying to like will him in the fight in my head while I was watching. I was like, come on. But he never turned it up. He showed he couldn't cut the ring off, and he also showed he couldn't fight going to the right. He can't fight going to the right. Okay. So these are all my assessments that I was watching him, and I was like, wow, those are big flaws. He couldn't shit. You know, he couldn't nothing. So, and then all this talk with Naoya Inoue needs to slow down. You know, when we're talking about
brother,
you know, I'm an old school fighter, by the way, you know, and I got old school beliefs. I only judge a guy by their weight division, what they're doing in their division, not what if. Naoya Inoue is fighting all the men in his division, all the top guys, 15 world champions, knocked out 13 of them. We might not be familiar with their names so much because, like you hinted to, a lot of us weren't aware of that. Yo, I only know these guys because of him.
No, real
because of him.
Yeah, same.
You know, he's doing, and that's when you got like legends in your sport that can bring eyes to a division. He's doing Michael Jordan stuff, like who was Chicago before Mike, you know, who was the bantamweight division before Naoya Inoue. You know what I mean? He's just bringing so much. So, like, I like that, but they need to stop that. But as well on that card, you know, Xander Zayas. When I always say this, when you see your fighter the next time in the ring, we should see a better version of your fighter. That's exactly what I saw out of him. Yeah. He made a lot of improvements to his defense. His jab was there. You know, I like to see these prospects turn into contenders, and then from contenders maybe challenge for a world title. You know, so I like that, man. What do you guys think about these fights and stuff?
Nah, man, I like what we were just saying about Xander. I like what I saw from him, but I don't like the fact he's calling out Virgil in the top 5 because I don't think he's quite ready there. But I think he's almost there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think he's probably like 2 fights away from that. So we'll have to see because 54 is just full. Like, 54 is stacked.
A lot of depth. It has a lot of depth.
It's just stacked. It's just too much. And then the puzzle that Sebastian Fundora himself, just the puzzle that he presents. Not all fighters can adjust to that height and reach. Yeah. And he's starting to fight long and longer. Remember when he started his career, he was so tall, he gave away all his advantage. He fought in the inside. You know what I mean? His last 2 fights, he's been really learning how to utilize that reach. You know what I mean? For God's sakes, the round starts and he already jabbed you in the face. He's not even out of the round.
Man.
I don't know. I gotta push back on that. I haven't seen Fundora really use his range. I saw him use it against Tim Tszyu once Tim Tszyu had the cut. But you know, his fight before that, he was knocked out by Mendoza. He was mixing it up with an exchange. So I don't know if he's been using his range. I would like him to.
That's what happened. That's what happened with the Mendoza fight. If you remember, early in the fight, he was trying to fight long. He got hit and he diverted right back into the old fighter. Right. You know, because he wasn't used to it, and he went right in the inside and he came right over the top and just he felt like a tree. You know, but
that was bad.
He did fight long with Tim Tszyu. Okay, there's a lot to say about that Tim Tszyu. The cut obviously changed the momentum in the fight. Tim Tszyu's probably thinking they're gonna stop this fight for the cut. They're gonna stop it, which meant that he started being more pressure. He had to change his fight strategy and his approach. You know, shame on Tim Tszyu's corner for thinking, oh, you know what's not gonna happen tonight? A headbutt. That's what's not gonna happen because their heads were like this, right?
Yeah, it was an elbow. It was an elbow.
And freaky elbow accident. Yeah, because they probably assumed, they're not going to clash heads. There ain't going to be no cuts. They weren't prepared for a cut like that.
Yeah, they weren't at all. No,
they didn't have no glue, nothing. I'm a hustler, so I would have went in my pocket there was at least 10 fights before my fight. There are like 5 coaches in attendance. I would have bought me one of those listen, in a boxing match, every boxing match, there's like 3 cut men that you can hire if you don't have your own. And the cut man tells you, if I have to crack this seal on the box, that's $200.
Mm-hmm.
For that glue inside that box. I would have paid anybody $200 for that glue to try to at least, you weren't going to stop the bleeding because it was up here. That's a bad cut. You're not going to stop that. No. But you would have bought him better time. And if he would have protected it a couple rounds and let you work it, maybe you would have stopped the bleeding.
Could have been, exactly. Could have been
managed. But what they were doing was Vaseline and prayer. That wasn't going to work.
Nah.
Vaseline doesn't stop blood in a fight. We know that. But like, remember when back in the days, those cuts used to be nasty. You would see them and like the pink thing is you don't see that nowadays because they use that glue.
Yep.
Those cut men you'd be like, damn, yo, they sealed that cut up good. And they're like, damn. So that was a good thing they led into boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because blood in the eye, I can personally tell you that affects you, and it stinks like copper. Like after rounds with blood in your face, or if he got blood, it's got like that, so you want to eliminate that. Wipe the face, wipe, you know what I mean? Just protecting the fighter more. But yeah, man, look, Mayer, let me tell you something like that. Them girls went out there and they was like rock'em sock'em robots. I was in my house just going crazy for them girls. I was like, that's how you girls do it, and kudos for the Americans for bringing the belt home. You know what I'm saying? I was like, let's get we competing, and we're not doing too hot with these belts right now. And I need our guys to, bring some of them belts back, because I would love to see these guys champion, man. There's a lot of great fighters, and we got a lot of good fighters coming up, and we're gonna have to make room for fighters like Abdullah Mason, I believe. I love me some Abdullah Mason, and I think that young man is gonna become a world champion one day.
Oh yeah,
no doubt. Those are guys that I was thinking Bruce Carrington, but 27 years old. What has he got? How many fights he's got right now? 12, 13?
12, 13. Yeah.
Just came into with 27 years old. I expected a lot from him, but as long as he's honest with himself, and he works hard, you gotta recognize that there's levels to this. The one good thing is that he was taught a boxing lesson. He skated by with a victory. Thanks, Bob Arum, the Godfather. Thank you. You know what I mean? But he just got to step it up another level, and the kid will be all right. But for the 126, I'm not willing to put him in with any of the champions in 126 right now. Not Espinoza.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even put him in with Robesi.
Yeah, Robesi's still that guy, man.
No, Robesi's that guy. I don't think Bruce Carrington's ready for those guys. So rather than him talking about Inoue, focus on the guys in your division, be realistic.
I mean,
that's the
we say that they talk about Inoue, but what happened when Jesse Bam Rodriguez beat Juan Francisco Estrada? He's at 115. What they ask him about?
Yeah, they asked him about Inoue too.
They asked him about Inoue when Rafael Espinoza beat Chirino, the last opponent. They asked him about Inoue. So we say that these guys are asking about Inoue. They asked Angelo Leo about Inoue when he beat Lopez as well. So they're just fielding the question. So Bruce Shu Shu Carrington, a lot of people are saying that he's asking for Inoue. I don't think he's ready for Inoue, but at the same time, as a fighter, if somebody asks me about somebody, I'm not going to say he's going to kick my ass. So he's not condescending towards Inoue. He doesn't denounce Inoue. He speaks to him of him in high regard. So I don't think that he's the one that we should tell not to talk about anyway. It's the media that are asking the questions.
Yeah. So you
can't get mad
you guys think Bob Arum is? You think Bob Arum is trying to get Inoue over here, like trying to entice him with one of these guys? Because most of these guys are like building profile guys. He's trying to get him over here, I think.
Yeah, I think
so. Look. When the fighters say, "Naoya Inoue, you need to come over to America and fight American fighters on this side of the pond to prove yourself," they act like they said something, right? They act like his fighters would change if he came to America. He'd still be fighting Goodman. Same fucking dude, right? The only thing the equation could change if you walk into 126, now you got a new division, new faces.
Right.
Now we talking. Now you come to America and you put them on someone's undercard first, someone big.
Yeah.
You put them like, Top Rank got friends. Tyson Fury. I understand with his visa, he can't fight in America. So you go to the next Top Rank guy. You want to get him somebody big and Top Rank right there, right, to present him, and then you let Naoya Inoue be himself.
Right.
Allow him to say, let him be himself. I guarantee you, the next time you see him in America, he'll be headlining it. You see what I'm saying? And as we all know in boxing, there's no place like that Vegas money. Now that Saudi money would change your life too, I hear, right? Right? Because times are changing, right?
Well, that's why you say the Vegas, because they have plans for him to come and go to Vegas in April with him and Junto on the same card, so that'd be dope. Junto fighting, Junto be fighting somebody else. Huh?
You think he'll be fighting his brother that night on that card?
That'd be dope. That'd be dope, but I don't know. I think that's that'd be dope though. That'd be fire.
What he said, right? Now what Inoue said on the interview?
Yeah, where he said if you want to fight me, you got to fight my younger brother. I mean, that makes sense because that's a unification fight, so they should be trying to unify anyway. So, but I think that'd be dope if he comes. If they have a dual, a double header on Vegas, that'd be fire, man.
Yeah,
I don't think his little brother got enough power to keep Junto off of him. I think Junto's long, rangy. He's slick. He's being coached by American coaches out here. He's utilizing the American slick style with their style. Because I'll put the American slick style against any style in boxing. Utilize that the right way, the best of our guys that have done it. I'll put that against any style in the world. And they know this. In a way, get some of his traits and some of his features from the American style. No doubt. And they have to recognize it. So it makes Junto a double threat, right? But you want to know something for me? That's a big fight, right? Bam Rodriguez, I don't want that fight, because if he beats Bam, they're not going to give him the credit. They're going to just say he was too small, right? Even though I love Bam, right? I wish he was just bigger. But you want to know what I've been watching Naoya Inoue do of late? His last 3 fights have been lefties. He didn't have to do that.
Southpaws, okay.
Right? They've all been lefties. Naoya Inoue is an orthodox boxer. Right? Okay. Yep. Now, he fought Marlon Tapales. It was a lefty. He had the belts. I understood that one. He didn't have to take Luis Pantera Nari. He's a lefty. And he didn't have to take TJ Haney. And he's a lefty. Right? And I started doing the math. And I said to myself, what lefty is he preparing for to close his career?
He's doing a Devin Haney. Devin Haney's getting ready for Tank.
No.
Yeah, man. Davis. Devin Haney was getting ready for Tank. Yeah, when he's fighting on stars.
Tank Davis. He's gonna fight Tank Davis at a catchweight. Let's look at this. Look at the math. He entered the ring with TJ Haney on the fight night at 138. Naoya Inoue was 138 pounds. That means he can make a fight at the end. He's not going to break his impressive 23 consecutive world title fights, because that's Hall of Fame shit. That's a legitimate record. You see what I'm saying? It's not like Floyd Mayweather's 50-0. That's a personal thing. There's many guys that retired. That's not a one. But this 23 consecutive world title fights and going, that's a real record. So he's never fought for a secondary belt. All his belts have been the big one, right? So I believe once it's all said and done, he accomplished what he needs to accomplish, he's going to end his career with that super fight. It wouldn't make sense. Imagine Tank Davis going down to 132, 133 to fight Inoue. Just their 2 names. That's like freaking the most mega fight. I think they would bring the best out of each other. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and speaking to one point, You said Xander Zayas versus Ortiz, right?
Virgil, yeah.
Virgil, you were scared about that fight, right? Now, I always know this in boxing. There's that fight that you wanted to show the world you wasn't bullshitting. And sometimes a name can come across your table that'll bring you to that level. There's levels to this. At some point, you're going to have to test your kid. Is he ready for this level, or are you going to keep holding his hand? You know what I mean? You don't want to hurt your fighter, right? But a name like that, win or lose, you share the square circle with him. What you're looking for is the victory. And, you know, sometimes these are the opportunities you got to take. What made Devin Haney better at the time than Tank Davis and everybody else, he dared to be great early.
Yeah, he was taking risks.
Yeah, he took risk. You know what I mean? And they had to sit on their couch and watch Devin Haney with all the belts, knowing they were better than him. He just, you know, sometimes the stars got to line up, you know, whatever, right? But that's what I mean. Sometimes maybe this could be the kind of fight that, you know, Virgil has dropped his last his last fight.
Yeah,
he pulled the victory. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? When you say to the guy, you don't got no experience, you ain't never fought nobody, I'm trying to fight you. You know what I mean? It could be one of those situations where, like, I mean, look, I don't want it to be like Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga. You know, Edgar Berlanga, how many rounds did he win actually? You know, I think that he got a moral victory for going 12 rounds, but seems like everybody's doing that nowadays. Canelo is a real threat. He's a real smart man. A lot of people get a misconception on him that he fights real strong in the beginning, right? He drops the people. If he gets an early lead, he will coast. But if you try him, he'll try you back. And that's what Canelo does. He got them scared by that. They felt that power. And Canelo's not going to give you nothing to change your stars, to take everything away from me. He's already beaten you for 7 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Canelo's basically out here by that point telling you, you know, like that. But whether or not we feel he fought the best, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know, who am I? You know, these men are world champions. They're out there risking their lives every day. You ask me, the money's not worth it. You know, I scrutinize some fighters. I'm harsh on some, and I'll give my opinions on these things. But at the end of the day, I respect every man and woman that dare to lace up those gloves and go in there and give us the blood and the excitement that we crave for every day as fight fans. You know, just like Mayer and this, you know, them girls, like I can't speak them up enough. You know, it was an amazing fight for those girls, and that's what I love to see about boxing. You know, it's them butterflies in your stomach just before the fight. It's the unknown of everybody talking up your two fighters, and now even you are starting to question your fighter coming into the fight. You know, those are those things I live for. That's the expectation of watching your fighter walk down and be in the corner and be across from that other guy. Like when Errol Spence Jr. was across from Terence Crawford that night. Yeah, come on, guys. Yep. You know, when you saw that, when you finally saw it, it was just like, wow, like, you know. And now we're going to get the rematch with Tyson Fury. And, you know, and I can't say enough about Dubois' performance over AJ. Boy, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, nobody did.
That was a massive, and I couldn't talk up Dubois enough in his last 2 fights. And I was completely honest. I said, listen, coming into those last 2 fights he had, I questioned his chin, his durability. I questioned everything about Dubois. He was a quitter in my eyes. And then he fought Miller. Then he fought the other dude that, what's his name there?
Erkovich, yeah.
Yes. He fought him, and he really showed, and he took punches on the chin.
And he he took him well, and he showed. And then I was like, did he fight like his best fight against that guy, and then it's gonna shit the bed for the rest of his career?
And you know what I kept forgetting about the young man? That he was exactly that, young. He was a baby.
Very young.
Fighting men.
For a heavyweight.
You know? Yeah, for heavyweight, you know? And what is he, 27 years old now?
27. Yeah.
And he's still a kid. And the way he picked apart AJ, but I gotta admit, whoever trained AJ, you gotta blame that on his coach. His defense was off. Everything. No, real talk, bro.
AJ never been a defensive fighter though.
That's
real.
Bullshit. Never been. Derek James. I dare you to go look at him footage with Derek James, who was behind his coach. He was defensively sound. Derek James had him trained.
He was fighting Franklin.
Who'd you have? You said that you were surprised at Dubois. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead. My bad.
I'm saying he's fighting Franklin and Hellenius. Those dudes ain't present no type of race. So
he fought
I can't rate it off that. And then Ngannou never was really a boxer, so I was blinded by that, to be honest. Ngannou, I was like, oh shoot, AJ's back, but I should have known better. Ngannou ain't no top 10 heavyweight. I don't know why they put him in there for that. Was ridiculous because he dropped Tyson Fury in the fight. Like, that's wild, man.
I would say that too. You know, like you said you're surprised by Dubois. I had Dubois, so I mean, you're not always right with boxing. Of course, boxing go either way, but I think it's kind of unfair. Shout out to Ben Davison, who was AJ's coach too, because he got out right in front of me. He said, you know, I got a lot of credit when AJ wins. I get a lot of credit for his success. So he said, I want to take a lot of blame for the loss. You know, that shows accountability. I always respect the man that shows accountability. So he gained a lot of respect from me. However, though, I will say this: like, I've been seeing a lot of people question Ben Davison now. It's like, if we weren't questioning it before, why are we questioning it now? You know what I'm saying? I'm just Dubois, unless you just think Dubois is trash, like you think Dubois is shitty or something like that. But like Ryan said, he fought Jermaine Franklin, then he fought Hellenius, then he fought Otto Wallen, and then he fought Ngannou. Otto Wallen's the best of those four, and Otto Wallen, AJ already has familiarity with. He's a former sparring partner, so he's been dominating him in practice. So it's just like there was nothing really. Shout out to AJ though. I thought it was a good fight. I didn't think it would go like that. But I had Dubois winning by stoppage. I had him winning by stoppage in 8, and he actually won in 5.
Yeah,
I just think that you know, sometimes you know, Dubois he might just be like that, man. You know, he might just be
heavyweight
like
division, man.
He might just be like that.
Yo, Doc,
I don't want to be too hard on AJ. That's what I'm saying. I don't, or Ben Davison either.
Yeah, but that's a good point, Doc, bro, because what you just described there was the decreasing of AJ's competition while they're telling you he's going up.
Yeah,
and then when he fought Francis Ngannou and knocked him out, you can basically say he got no work done there. So that's probably inactivity. You can count that as inactivity.
Inactivity. Yeah, that's a good point.
And then off a knockout, everybody's like praising you and everything. You're feeling like the man. You know, it could have gave you a false sense of where you were really. And Dubois didn't get the memo. He went in there to fight. He went in there to remain champion, and he wanted to remind the world, wait a minute, I'm the champion coming into this fight.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna respect me as the champion. And I'm gonna tell you, he took the fight. I've never, and I repeat, never saw AJ get his ass whooped like that. When he lost to Ennis Ruiz, right? We could all honestly say when he got hit with that shot, his legs weren't underneath him. He was basically defenseless, right? But he actually fought Dubois.
Yeah.
He actually recovered, came back, fought him. He was standing there slugging. He caught Dubois, got a little confidence. Yo, I don't know if Dubois actually, because sometimes when we break down these fighters, we have a tendency to saying, see how he slid his foot to the outside and he purposely, you ask the fighter and he's like, man, I didn't think of none of that shit. I just went like this, boom, right? But what the fighter doesn't understand is that's coaching. That's training.
Yeah, instinct.
You didn't think about it. You instantly did it.
Yeah,
that's well coaching. You see, you don't know what you did, but your coach knows what you did. You know, and instinctively you did what we're talking about. You know, and this is what he was doing. The ball was hooking the shots on the outside all night, right? When he got him, He
Around the
shortened it
guard.
up
Yep.
on the inside. AJ was gonna prepare the block for the outside. He caught him. Whoop. Yo, he missed him. He actually missed him with the shot he really wanted to hit him with. He missed one. He reset himself and then hit him. Boom, and knocked him out.
Yeah, I mean, AJ lead uppercut. That's crazy, man. Like, lead uppercut
with your left hand down, bro.
Like what?
Left hand down uppercut like this.
That was desperation. Like, and then like a lot of it made sense because Frank Warren was saying all week the pressure's on AJ. He's like, this is everybody's coming here to see AJ. He's getting his ass whooped, and he's going out there acting like he's gonna stop Dubois. He's like doing the wrong thing, like totally. And
he's 11-0 against Ed Hearn. 11-0. He's taking that man to the bank.
Yeah, he kicked his ass this year.
No wonder Ed Hearn don't got that money for Jerome Boots Ennis.
That's crazy.
Right? Yo, Ed Hearn's in his pocket. He didn't have it
for. He didn't have it for Baumgartner too either. Like she was fighting on that Bicky whatever last night it was.
TV or something. Bring TV.
And you know what?
That was her last fight with Matchroom too. She's out of her contract.
Wait. Oh man.
Really? I didn't know that.
That was wild.
And they made it public. Look, I'm putting up this much money. I'm putting 5 on 5. Oh, he lost 6. He actually lost all 6. He ain't got no money. He can't afford it. Yo, listen. Yo, they be showing clips of him in the fight while AJ went down. He was like, it looked like he lost his puppy. He was like, oh man, I was
AJ,
like,
AJ's his
don't
baby.
Gamble if you can't afford to lose it. Don't gamble. I don't
AJ
gamble.
made natural, man. AJ made like UK boxing, so like that's his.
I gotta agree.
That's his guy, man.
Yeah,
that's his number one guy for sure.
Hey,
but what you guys think about this Devin Haney, man? Like this, does it look good? Look like I don't even know if this was Haney's idea because his dad came out and said that Devin Haney Promotions allowed us to do this lawsuit. So
allowed us.
Yeah. So it's kind of like
they talked him into it. They convinced him, and then he said yes. Real quick on that, check this out. All right. I'm pretty sure, a lot of us have our own story, right? And I'm not here to, try to impress anybody, but unfortunately, this was my life. I wish it was better. I was raised on the wrong side of the tracks, and a lot of, my family's Puerto Rican, and my grandmother had 16 kids. There was 32 aunts and uncles. We all lived around the corner from each other. We went to the schools, 17 at the elementary, 24 at the high school. Big family, real big family, right? Type thing, right? So when you're I'm come from a big family. So when he started talking about that Oakland shit, he's from the streets. He's 50-0 in the streets.
Yeah.
Bill Haney, his dad, and that people in Oakland respect him, his gangster. And this is how we do in Oakland. We lose a fight, we take you to court. Not only are we gonna take you to court, we're gonna sue Oscar. See, and this is not Devin Haney's fault because Devin Haney wasn't born in the streets, and kudos to his father. I can't knock his father, Bill Haney, for doing that for his son. Ain't that what we all want for our sons? But when we give it to him, when we give it to him, the street dudes want to criticize our sons, and our sons want to feel bad because what? They didn't come from the mud? I took us out of that, son. You need to learn this.
Right.
Yeah, Devin, you're not that type of person. But the problem, you're in a sport that's rewarded by fighting. We're in a combat sport.
Yeah.
We're not, we're yelling. You know how it is in America. You pussy, you bit, ba, 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 ba. This, that, and the third. Yo, let's get it popping. That's what we love. We love controversy. Now, showing us that, now, look, the boxing worlds and the boxing gods can't allow Devin to win. They got their own boxing lawyers. If they allow Devin Haney to win this is going to open up a can of worms for a lot of shit. In history, he's not the first person in the world that a fighter ever tested positive against him. Not everybody sued everybody. They found Ryan Garcia guilty. He paid the money sanctioned. They gave him the year, but now you want to go in his pockets? Why? Because your ass acted up at a carnival You had to give that kid money on the low, not to take it to court, because no case has been filed against Devin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you feel like what? Ryan owes you money because that would have never happened because of what you did, because you're putting all this in your head that he won because of the PE use. You know, like, I believe Devin Haney should take accountability for his side of the street too. There were 2 men in that ring, right? He, in the first sequence, got caught with a left check hook. You bragged about that being his one punch. What were you working on, my man? What were you doing in the gym? So Devin, you know, and because look, if Devin was serious about fighting him again, well, then get a fight to stay active, wait for him to come back and fight my man, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, by doing this, right, this is my opinion. This is my opinion, just like all of this is. If Devin Haney sues me and I'm Ryan Garcia, when I come back, I'm not fucking with you no more.
Nah,
you
exactly.
You need me more than I need you. Why don't you go make your own fights, right? And I'll go this way. But I'm not fucking with you because why? Because if I fight you, you're gonna go get your mom type shit. You're gonna go, you're gonna go tell. Fucking with you, I might go have to go to court again behind a mouthpiece. You're bad business. Well, okay, if whatever money.
Hold on, bro. Okay, no, I'm about to jump in this. You're calling the guy that was clean bad business.
Man,
what are we doing, bro? Come on, man. That's too far, man. Come on.
Nah,
check this out.
We call the guy that was clean bad business. Come
on. I'm not saying morally he was right. I'm just saying that's something he could say.
I disagree with
whether it's right or not.
I think most people are going to approach Ryan like that now.
Whether it's right or not.
So Ryan Garcia got suspended for a year, right? For Osterine, right? Was he the first person to get suspended for Osterine?
No.
Who else got suspended by Osterine?
That there's this
I know
Amir Khan. He got twice as long as Ryan Garcia.
2 years.
He got 2 years. He got so long that he just retired after
Conor Ben got 2 for eggs. Was it eggs?
Right, exactly. And
that's why he's in America. That's why he's in America.
Antonio Tarver cheated. He got caught with PEDs. They got a draw with Steve Cunningham. Steve Cunningham tried to take him to court. He just didn't have the finances, and he lost or whatever. Not that he lost, but he got denied before he could even get there. That's what according to him. He said I didn't have the funds to afford the lawyers to even go any further. I got the draw, so they said it's okay. So if Devin Haney has funds to go to court, I mean, why not? That's what he wants to do. If him and his teams decided, they consulted their lawyers. When Ryan Garcia consulted his lawyers, they advised him to do a hair follicle test, which is inconsequential. When he consulted his lawyers, they told him about the 6 billionths of a gram to make it seem like it was minuscule. So he's not the first. Devin Haney's not the first to contact his lawyers. In fact, he did it after Ryan Garcia, who was advised by his lawyers to take a plea deal. Right. That's why he didn't go to court. So I don't see why Devin Haney, like you said, if you agree with it or not, it's up to him. I'm not saying it has the best optics, but why can't he contact his lawyers? I don't understand what Bill Haney's past has to do with anything. Him being in Oakland, that's not the business that they're in, man. The real gangsters wear business suits. That's what they say, right? So he's hollering at his lawyer. He's taking him to court. Bro. That's what they say. They say the real gangsters wear business suits.
Nah, real. So, that's the realest thing, like, bro.
That's what they say. So
I'm not from the streets, but when you're in these rooms, bro, these guys is telling you how they gonna F you, and you can't do nothing about it, bro.
Right, Chris Eubank. We just witnessed Chris Eubank.
He had to retract his whole statement.
And apologize. Why do you think he did that? Because Frank Warren called up his lawyers and said, "Hey, I'm gonna take this man to court or holler at him about to cease and desist," and he ceased and desist. So lawyer play is not foreign, bro. So I don't know why we acting like this is the first time lawyers have been contacted, or he's the only one to do it. Like, I mean, if he doesn't
I mean, the biggest case it was for me anyway was Terence Crawford against Bob Arum. You know,
he took that was court too, right? So
what about Mikey Garcia? That was a long one. Like Mikey lost years on that one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Some of his best years.
If the yards having problems right now, Frank was the same Frank Warren in Queensberry.
Right.
Hey, I know you guys are not gonna know about this, right? I know you're not gonna know about this fight because he's a UFC fighter. He's Romero. He was a bald-headed guy. Cuban star, Brazilian guy. He always used to come with the Bible, scriptures. He would say things, right? So he was jacked. I mean, real jacked. So he went into a fight, he popped dirty. He was like, wait a minute, I'm not dirty. Vada gave him a 2-year suspension. He was so much to his people, like he was making videos crying, like I need my lawyer to go and get right. So what they actually did was they said, okay, Romero, you wanna really like sink yourself. We look at you, you're a freak of nature. You're doing PEs, right? They go, we're gonna go to the GMC. They went to the GMC, tested it. It was dirty. They went back. They bought everyone off the shelf, all dirty, from the same serial number label. He went to court. He sued the people. He was awarded $27 million. Right? He won. Right?
Yeah.
He came back to the UFC with his paperwork. Vada, look, I won $27 million. I was never dirty. I bought this in GMC with good faith using amino acids. I was never, this is exactly, we got blood work. It matches. Here you go. Vada said, yup, you did win. Here's your 2-year suspension. Have a nice day. It's not up to us to determine whether you were dirty or not. You're responsible for whatever goes into your body.
Right.
So before you drank that, you should have got it tested.
Yeah. But
right?
Ryan Garcia tried to blame them companies, and you saw what them companies did.
Nah, them companies
they said, bro, we gonna sue your ass if you keep bringing our name up. That's why he had to switch his story up like 3 times.
He was desperate. He didn't know where it came from.
Yeah.
He was desperate. He was reaching out. He was calling everybody. He was like, Scooter, you did it. No, you did it. No, you did it.
Yeah.
No, listen. Okay, check this out. You're about to fight your biggest money fight of your life. You're going into the ring. You popped dirty the night before the fight. You're notified. You in your hearts of heart, you don't know you didn't cheat. Now you're Ryan Garcia. Go from here. Explain to me how to get out of it. If somebody got paid $100,000 to go into your room and spike your toothbrush, right?
Wow,
your toothpaste, right? Because your entourage hangs with you, but they don't got Ryan Garcia money, and you're banging all the bitches, right? And I'm broke. I'm just hanging with you. And somebody sees me leaving your hotel room like 3 days later, broke as hell, and say, you hang out with Ryan Garcia, don't you? Yeah. I got $100,000. All you got to do is switch his toothpaste. That's it, kid. Walk out. You're $100,000 richer.
I mean, it's not out the realm, bro. It's not out the realm.
Right? Okay, and then you wake up, pop dirty. The world is crashing down on you. You think it's a joke at first. Like, ha, you guys are lying. Then they're like, Ryan, this is serious. And he's like, what do you mean I'm dirty? They're like, yeah, you popped. And mind you, Ryan's popping on an agency he called on himself. If Vada would have never been involved with this, if Ryan wasn't going through that meltdown and said, I'm going to prove it to the world, I'm not using no outside drugs, all the way up into the fight, I'm going to have myself tested. Let's remember, Vada is an outside source.
Right.
Ryan brought Vada into this.
Yeah, because it's Golden Boy that was running the show. So, yeah.
Right. He passed all the normal tests. So this is all in tribute. Had he never hired Vada, he never pops dirty, mind you.
I don't know about that, because I feel like New York could do their own testing, wouldn't they?
Okay, after the fight, they're going to draw the blood. You're right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
They did their own testing.
Yeah, I don't know about
that. After the fight, they got to draw blood and get urine at the locker room.
Yeah.
If you go back to the Dubois fight, when he came out into the press, look at his arm. He has the gauze right here where they took his blood. That's immediate.
Oh, shoot.
For a title fight.
Literally, like, right out the ring. Oh, shit.
Right out the ring. Yeah.
That's wild.
They don't let you go nowhere. Yeah. So
that's good,
they would have got him. Yeah.
Man. Oh, man. This was a juicy one. Bivol's wife, man. She dropped some gems. I was like, oh, no, man. This is not,
do that, bro?
This is not good. She talked about the man's injuries. She talked about how he feel. He's scared. He's scared, she said. That's why he fights like that. I was like, oh, man. She's wild. Like,
oh, no, not the wifey, bro. Why wifey doing that, bro?
Yo, man. His ex-wife spilled the tea. What you guys like? Do you guys think Arthur and their team are going to listen to that, or you think you just ignore that whole thing and just continue doing what you're doing in camp? Because she said he had injuries.
He had his knee soreness, his ear messing up. What she said?
Yeah,
me personally, I feel like Beterbiev ignores it, right? I feel like if I'm Beterbiev, I'm already 100% KO ratio, 20 all knockouts. I ignore it, but I feel like a responsible team, they got to take that into account, man.
Absolutely, man. I think
even
so
if you
too.
don't want to, bro, your team, you have to pay attention, bro, because she giving out all the teeth.
Yeah. That's bitter, man. That's bitter.
So bad. Yo, can you take her back after that?
No.
Oh, no,
she wasn't trying to mess up his biggest bag, man.
Yo, baby, let's babies, though, man. You know, for the betterment of the children, maybe.
Yo,
that's tough.
What if he loses, though?
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
Yeah,
if he loses, this could be like his biggest bag, man. It's gone.
And remember,
I'm done with you. What I can't wake up in the morning and look at you while I'm brushing my teeth every morning. I can't put that the relationship's done with. I can't.
Yeah.
Every time I'll be coming off a loss, looking at you. Hi, honey.
Yeah. Nah, man, that's sad. And she I'm not talking about the other stuff. Like she exposed, I guess he was doing some other things, but as boxing, she should have never said that stuff, man. The injuries and I feel like, man, because we always thought that Beterbiev was the injured guy. Like we're like, yo, Beterbiev's the one we got to worry about. But it sounded like Bivol's just as bad. Like he got just as bad injuries. She's saying his eardrums are popping. Yo, she was going in.
I know. Two things I wanted to say on that. This is gonna be a special night and another big way, right? Because of the fact that I believe this is actually the first time in boxing history that all 5 belts are going to be on the line because Bivol has the IBO. We need to pay attention to this. And this is going to bring the IBO one step further. I understand it's not officially stamped.
I like the IBO.
But this is how the WBO slowly worked its way in because you kept seeing the WBO next to the other titles. You know, and then finally they were officially stamped and became an organization, and the IBO is gonna be represented. Their organization is in this fight.
That's great for them, man. One of the biggest stages.
Bivol sitting up there with the IBO and the WBA like this, and he got the 3. All 5 are on the line. You know, and that's what I'm taking out of this fight. You know, when I was looking at it, I was like, no, this is a big night, bro. I was telling my brother, I was like, you don't even know because this is how the IBO can start. Yeah. You put and he accepts it, but Arthur said that if he was successful, his ambition on moving up and trying to unify the cruiserweight division and stuff. So I think if he wins, I think he goes. Another thing you said about injuries, right? We as fighters in the gym, we're taught to be tough. And a lot of fighters coming up, we didn't have the money to go to the doctor for our injuries. And what we did is kind of worked around them. We bandaged, extra bandage, and we had injuries for years that were accumulating. And your hands could have been, and then Shakur Stevenson breaks one hand, gets a surgery, and then hits a body shot, and the other one gives. And he can give a false impression that he has fragile hands. No, it's not that he has fragile hands. He got 2 injuries, and that injury was probably piling up over months and months here, and it gave out. Because when I do my investigation, I got to see if he had a history of breaking his hand, and he doesn't. Like Floyd Mayweather had a history. You could track. Yes. And then you could come back and say, yo, Floyd had brittle hands. He has a pattern. Right. He has a track history. When you look up Shakur Stevenson, that's not what I find. So I just think that those are 2 injuries and it happened to be close. And now people are saying he has brittle hands, all this other shit. And I'm like, no, I guess you guys never been in boxing gyms. I guess maybe never boxed. Bro, I've had hand injuries for years. I just don't have the money to go to the hospital and get it fixed right.
Yeah.
I've had this knuckle back here for years. So
yeah, man.
It's just it's like, and then when you finally get money, that's when you sneak off and get those surgeries and fix yourself up.
Right.
You know,
Shout out
you
to
try
Kronk
to
Jim, yo. They tuning in. What's going on, Kronk?
yeah, now I got that good I'm a mass health insurance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
You know, so that's when fighters take that time. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna go on a vacation for a year. Yeah, right. He's gonna go get shit fixed up.
Yeah.
You know,
Hands
you know,
get waxed.
heal up a little, you know, so you know, but yeah, I like this matchup with Arthur Benavidez and Demetrius Bivol. I think it's one of the hottest and biggest fights. This is where technique and style is gonna come across, big power, you know, and it's just gonna make for an amazing night. I'm a little concerned with Arthur's knee. You know that as a coach and as a team, they're never gonna report the worst of the problem. They're always going to call it the weakest knee injury, and that he 100%. Yesterday he did a backflip. You know, I saw it. You know, you're never going to tell you the truth.
Right.
You know, so I don't know if he's going to get that spring off of that step with his knee. And what if it gives out in the third round?
Yeah.
You know, I've seen that in fights where fighters try to like hide an injury, and then all of a sudden it's apparent, like his leg's dead. He can't even go
Martinez
forward.
versus Miguel Cotto.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bad.
It just went, you know, and he just had two bad wheels and he knew it.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna say no to the payday. You're already here. People bought tickets. Your people are like, you better not pull out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's too much money on the table, you know. So shit. Pause. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo.
Hey.
Nah, that's a shit.
Oh man. Yeah, man. To be honest, this is like
a good point,
this is my favorite fight, bro. I feel like we should have got this fight 2 years ago. You know, these guys have been on this crash course for a while. We've all got to watch them mow down everybody in the division. This is the top of the top, man. This is 1 and 1A. So the winner wins, you know. And the rematch will be even better if they have it, you know, as long as nobody gets injured. I think the rematch will be better. But Bivol
injured or stripped.
Yeah, all right, there's three of us on this panel. There's three of us on this panel. Real quick, who do you got in the fight?
I got Beterbiev, man. That's my guy.
Okay, Doc.
Oh no, man, I'm still torn, man. But right now, at this very moment, I'm sliding with Bivol, man.
Bivol, yeah, okay.
At this moment, but I'll probably change it tomorrow.
Yeah, man. What about you?
I'm gonna take Benavidez.
Okay.
Benavidez.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the power on this one.
Yeah,
I think he weathers the storm, and at some point he's gonna time them to come in. At some point they're gonna have to engage. And what Arthur's really good with, just like when he caught Yard and a lot of great fighters that he fought, he was patient. He was patient. His facial expression never changed. He stood the course, and then he landed that big shot. Right. And once he landed that big shot, it changed the fight. You know, it changed the course.
That's true, man.
You know,
that he's got that crazy power, man. People
you're gonna have to be on point for 36 minutes.
Yeah,
right.
36 minutes. And Bivol, if anyone can do it, Bivol has the all the tools to stand on the outside, utilize his jab, use combinations, get in and out, pepper him, you know, frustrate him, pull off, grab on the inside when he has to, let the referee break you up, pull back to the center of the ring, reset, and work off that jab, and sometimes create opportunities, work angles. Bivol can do all of that.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, his distant management against the Saul Canelo Alvarez fight was phenomenal. He kept Saul at that distance all night. He didn't let Saul come in on him. Yeah, and Saul couldn't open up. He couldn't fight the fight, and that's due to his ring IQ and Demetrius Bivol's understanding of distance. And it was perfect, and he executed it well.
Yeah.
You know, so if anybody can beat Arthur, and like Doc said, my pick might change tomorrow. You know,
but it's him, man. It's him.
It's just that's what I mean. The excitement of the buildup, the anticipation of the night, October 12th. And then all of a sudden, October 11th, we see the weigh-in. We wake up the next day knowing the fight's on, and you're just talking about it all day until you actually see them walking out. Now you're saying it's on, baby. And the only thing that's throwing everything out are the 3 national anthems that they're singing, right? And you're like, come on, let's go, right? So, like, boom, and then all of a sudden you hear that famous sound, right? That we all love, right? You hear it. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah. Round 1. And let you know what I mean? And then we're like glued to the TV, like, oh shit, oh yo, right? And that's why I cover this sport. That's why I love this boxing stuff. That's why I do what I do, you know, and this is what keeps me going. And to keep always the memory of our legends, you know, because as fighting fans, and I can honestly admit, the one thing I noticed that a lot of us have in common, we always speak up our legends. Always. And in boxing, when's the last time you heard an NBA young player right now say Walt Chamberlain or something? When's the last time you heard them talk about unless they around them? Like in the 10-year period, they'll talk about those guys coming up or down. But when's the last time in the NFL a dude got up and was like Joe Montana? I never heard it. Yeah. Like, but us, we're constantly like Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Sonny Liston, George Foreman, and we keep our guys alive, and that's the beauty of fans like us. You know, these guys behind me, I'm not on my wall because they're particularly my favorite fighter. They're on my wall for what they did for the sport of boxing, the respect I showed them as champions. And these men right here, you know, they kept the sport alive and set the stage for the men and women today to give us those shows, to give us the Tank Davis, the Terence Crawfords, you know, all our guys. Had it not been for these guys to keep that fire alive, because let's just face it, we're like the last sport. You know, they cover us in between boxing. I mean, basketball and hockey. You know, briefly up, he knocked them out, and back to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
It wasn't for us. If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for Doc Boxing, if it wasn't for me, people like us, there's a lot of us now, it seems, but we're the guys that are talking about boxing. We're the guys that are doing our due diligence. We're the guys that are trying to keep it fair and unbiased. And we're the guys that when we're watching these fights at ESPN, sometimes you got to turn off the volume because the shit they're spewing.
Yeah, Tim Bradley was wild last night. You would have thought Michael O'Mara was getting killed.
Man. Tell me that they don't have an agenda, please. That's crazy. And I get it, my man. You're at your job. You're at your job. You got to read off the prompt monitor. They pay you. I understand. Unfortunately, but whatever. Or they tell you what to say or whatever. Or you got to stay in this line all night.
Exactly.
They give him they have a meeting before and he knows what to do. I get it. But some of that crap, man, they don't even show the highlights of the guy that's doing the good work. They avoid his shit, and they're like showing the one jab that guy got. Look at this punch. I'll be like, man, but that's what I do, man. I'm passionate about this, man, and you guys are some of the guys that I mess with in this because we have the same. We might not always agree, but that's the good thing. I don't want everybody to agree with me neither. You know what I'm saying? But it's just different viewpoints of the sport. You have one, I have one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that. And
what you guys think about AJ and Wilder? Is that fight dead in the water or?
Nope.
It's the best time they could do it now that they're both kind of on life support, both their careers, Wilder, obviously, he's been working with Eddie, so the fight can happen right now for real.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure it can happen. Do I want it to happen? I don't like it, man. I think I would
go ahead.
Wilder. Yeah, I prefer for Wilder. Just go ahead and call it, man. I know AJ and Wilder, they seem like they're in a similar boat, but to me, they're in a completely different boat. Like where we were talking about AJ and Dubois, right? AJ, in my opinion, didn't really look different. He just was in there with a guy who could actually capitalize off his mistakes and vulnerabilities. Wilder did not look the same. when he lost to Parker. He didn't show his athleticism. He didn't demonstrate his right hand. And then Zhang had him turn around like, who hit me? You know, so he did not look like himself and lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
AJ didn't really look like he fell off. He just looked like he was in there with a guy that was very capable. You know what I'm saying? And had the better night. So I think that even though they both coming off losses, even though Joshua's 1 and Deontay's 2, well, actually, no, Deontay really, he's coming off of what? He's 1-3 in his last 4 or 5. Actually, he's 1-4 because if you go back, he's just 1-3 with Malik Scott. But if you go back before that, that was when he lost to Tyson Fury. So he's really 1-5. He lost to Tyson Fury with Malik Scott. Lost to Tyson Fury. He beat Robert Helenius, lost to Joseph Parker, and then lost to Zhilei Zhang, all with Malik Scott. So I think that once again, Robert Helenius, who AJ also beat, we already discussed. You don't really get too much credit for that. No disrespect to Robert Helenius, but he's not a high caliber fighter. And so Deontay Wilder, to me, him losing, he didn't lose to a champion that was up and coming that just beat 2 other guys in Philip Hergovich and Gerald Big Baby Miller, who he was when he was an underdog. He lost to guys that, you know, they're good, don't get me wrong, but he didn't look himself, you know. And Joseph Parker is a guy that Anthony Joshua already beat. So in my opinion, I think I understand this fight because they're both still a big name. Deontay Wilder is still a big name. And I think if AJ beats Wilder, just for the historical meaning of it, you know, that it'll put him right back in contention. People will believe again. But I think that'll be another smoke and mirrors win for Anthony Joshua because Deontay Wilder
would be.
Yeah, I don't think he's any better than Jermaine Franklin, Robert Helenius, Otto Wallin. I mean, just by name only. You know, if we're talking about this Deontay Wilder, the same Deontay Wilder that we saw against Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang, he's only Deontay Wilder by name only, in my opinion. So I think this fight will have minimal significance in reality, but you don't always live in reality. So I think this will be enough just by their stature or their name, and they'll put him right back in the mix. So I can understand the fight. I don't like it though. I think AJ wins by slaughter. In my opinion.
Oh no,
AJ. Yeah, in my opinion, my bad. I know I'm wrong with it. Yeah, I think AJ wins by slaughter.
I think that both guys are coming off losses, and for as many times as they tried to announce this fight in the past, the Saudi prince there looked like he was going to pull his hair out when AJ got knocked out. Like his investment just went out the window. In order to try to get some of that money back, I think that Wilder's name by itself, and we always really wanted to see that fight anyway, the clash of the Titans, and this will be the clash of the 2 beaten Titans, right? So, you know, I think yeah. So, but I still think, I believe there's a market for this. I think that, you know, the belief, like, I'm like a little kid at Christmas with Wilder. I want him to look better. I want him to get better. I'm just hoping. I'm like, come on, Wilder. Like, you know, I want him to be better because, look, I got to be honest with you guys. In sports, there's not too many times you can have one thing that'll just, it's just so much, it gives you an edge over everybody else. That right hand that Wilder has, that's from hell itself. Just put that right hand by itself. I can work with that. I can work with that. If you were to take Wilder and you was to put him in a real world-class coaching, like you was to put him with like Bozy Ennis's coach, you was to put him with like Terence Crawford's coach, you was to put him with Calvin Ford. And you can get him some guys, like some big heavyweight sparring guys. You get him real training. You know what I'm saying? That's just like when guys are shitting all over Devin Haney right now, right? And I'm saying to myself, guys, let's be honest. If Devin Haney walked into your boxing gym, would you look at him in the face and say, nope, you're a bum, kid. Get out of here. No. Or would you say, let's get to work? You know, that's what you got to start with. And that's kind of like Deontay Wilder. If you got that kind of right hand, baby, I could work with that. He just needs good coaching. So as far as I'm in agreement with Doc, since I have not officially ever seen any more improvement in Deontay Wilder, I have to go by what we saw in his last performances. That's the only evidence that I have. I think AJ should beat him convincingly, knowing that all he has to do is block that right hand. Don't end up like Devin Haney and say, all I got to do is that left check. On day one with Devin Haney, his first training is going to be like, Devin, we're going to practice today how to block a left check hook. And go. First lesson. First lesson. Bend your knees, Devin. Bend your knees.
I don't even think Deontay Wilder is going to throw that right hand. Like, I'm not even sure AJ got to worry about that, man. But
I don't know, man.
Crazy, he's gone. Man. It's shot.
He's got no jab either.
Nothing, it's up here right now with him too. You know, both. You know, he's fighting both. And his wife. So 3. So,
he out there like Bivol right now, man.
Man.
I don't like to bring him outside, but it's just the truth, you know, and we got to report it. And man. And but I think there's a market for the fight. That's my assessment. What do you think?
Yeah, man. I think like Oscar's saying here, you know, he's supposed to fight AJ after Parker. That was pretty much what kicked off Riyadh's season, pretty much. Like the
Day of Reckoning.
Day of Reckoning. Like they were trying to hype that fight up. That was supposed to be their big fight.
Yeah.
And didn't go through a Wilder. And then literally the next event, Fury gets knocked down, scaring the world again. Like Riyadh season's full of drama, man. Like we don't know anything. It's that now. So you get on a Riyadh season card, just know you in it, man.
But this Saudi prince is really giving out some gifts at these events. He gave a $70,000 electric car plus $250,000 on it on a guy that was like in the 3rd row bleachers. You seen it?
Yeah, that was the Terence Crawford car, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Now on the last fight, right?
I didn't see that one though.
Okay, he was in it. AJ gets knocked out. AJ gets knocked out, man, and the camera went up, and it looked like someone threw a fart in there. Everybody left. They were gone. That whole video, they had to announce the winners of the trips. The guy came out with the microphone and was like, David something won, blah, 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 trip to Saudi Arabia with 3 of your friends. And there was no one in the building. They didn't stick around for the announcement. No one out there wanted AJ. They all wanted him to win.
Bro, they lost money, bro. They lost money.
Yeah, AJ runs in
like there was roaches and somebody turned on a light. They was gone. It was like
a lot of people left heartbroken, man. AJ's the man over there, man. He's a man.
Yeah, man. I never seen that arena that big get emptied out that fast. That was fast.
Yeah.
That was fast. Good. That was good for boxing. I think to see like 90,000 fans. Yeah, shout out to Anyway. I always respect him because of that too. He brings out big crowds. I feel like, man, Tank Davis could be that guy for USA, but I don't know why they don't do it. Like he could do stadium events, man.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. We're Americans. We're not easily impressed. We seen all this shit. We seen great fighters come, knockouts, everything. The reason America, we're so stepped on by everyday life that we always look for an underdog story. Because we always want something to feel good, to rise up. We don't look for our guys that are right in front of us. These are our guys. We'd rather support someone else. Right?
Right.
That's how come it is in America. But the one good thing about America is that we have a lot of athletes and movie stars and things like that. And when you go to Vegas, right, you might only sell 18,000 tickets in attendance or so. But one ticket is upward of $14,000.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
$26,000. A guy for a Mayweather fight was reported for him and his wife paid $250,000 per ticket for a Mayweather fight. Like there's no money like that Vegas money. Like one seat, it can fill up a section in the AJ fight. You know what I mean?
No, that's true. So
that's why when you get the celebrities come out and you got LeBron James sitting in the front row, and you got next to LeBron, you got Cat Williams, and you got all these dudes coming to see you, NFL players, stars. There's a party afterwards. They know that you brought this to this city. You brought revenue, money.
Well, I guess like I'm Canadian, so we look at it a little different. We're more on that international thing. And when George St. Pierre did a dome here, like basically a stadium. He did a dome, First one in Toronto he did was a dome.
I'm very familiar with George St. Pierre, bro.
Yeah, and
very
I
familiar
think
with
they
the man.
sold it out, and it was just pure off. This guy brought a huge event to Canada. That's what it was pretty
Yeah.
much celebrated as. And I think Tank
Right.
could do that for the American fans, because I think the American fans, unfortunately, compared to the world, they get shit on, man, because the way that they treat their fighters. But like you said, it's because the expectations are so high.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
high.
yeah.
So high.
So it's so high, but I think Tank could be embraced that way because he's a small guy with crazy power like that we've probably never seen before. Like Mike Tyson, he gives us Mike Tyson vibes almost, like, because Tyson was small and compact, but he's just knocking everybody out. And look at
Tank
Tyson's
Davis is such a star. You could lose to him and rise your stock.
right, exactly. Yeah,
You
man.
know what I mean?
Isaac Cruz, man. Rolly Romero. Look at all these dudes after.
Let's go on.
But
Like,
yeah, I think even like a guy like Tyson, look at him, 60 years old. He sold out a stadium with Jake Paul, man. Like, I think Tank could be iconic like Tyson is what I'm saying. But
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
you know, Tyson was loved because of what he was saying in the media, bro. He was just raw, very. You know who Tyson was, bro. He didn't hide no shit.
I hate this fight so much, bro. You know, Mike Tyson's on my wall. He's right here. He's actually right here. If I turn the camera, he's actually right there. He's actually my favorite fighter in the world.
But you scared now, yo.
I grew up on watching Mike Tyson fight. As a kid, you know, just his gruttiness, his style. You know, it was my era, and for Jake Paul to be fighting him at 60 years old, man, like my man asked me, I'm like, I'm not even bullshitting. If Jake Paul hurts him, like, if I saw I ever walked across Jake, I had to bang on him. Like, yo, fuck it. Entourage would stop me the fuck out. But I'm like, this is for Mike, nigga. Like, yo.
Yeah.
I look, man, I don't want him to hurt Mike and stuff, but I mean, those kind of men are cut from different cloth. I know 60-year-old dudes and 50-year-old dudes that will still, they got, like, they always say it in the gym, I got one last one good one in me. Don't make me waste it on you. All right? And I laugh and shit, right? And, you know, but he's still 60.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
how could, you know, his brain rattling, you know.
Right.
You know, I admit every man don't age the same. You know, I know that, but I'm worried about him. Let's see how it plays out. You know, Jay Paul's a snake for this. He even got it sanctioned to be a professional
actual. Yeah, that's crazy.
an actual one. So if he beats him, it actually like ruins Mike's more legacy. What ruined a lot of these world champions, like legends like Manny Pacquiao, what ruined their career was they couldn't stop fighting. And still he can't stop fighting. He's trying to book a fight. He can fight with everybody, right? Yeah. And that's why he hasn't been elected into the Hall of Fame neither. You know, because he's still active. Yeah. He's still active. You got to give him like 5 years unactive.
Yeah.
Right? So you know, and what I talk about is like when on my channel, like one of my guys told me, Naoya Inoue is the GOAT. And I was like, nah, you can't be called the GOAT while you're an active fighter. And he said, why? I said, because this is why. The only way you're awarded GOAT status in boxing, you have to retire. They got to seal your record. They calculate all your wins and losses, what you achieved, or how many divisions. And then we see if you're in the conversation first. Then we put you against other GOATs to try to see who's the best. Like that. That's how we do our GOATs, right? Yeah. Pause. So, and then I said, what happens if your guy's winning all these fights, then he's fighting in his 40s, and he gets knocked out his last 10 fights and gets knocked out of the ring? Yep. Are you going to give that guy GOAT status? No. He's got to retire, solidify, and this is what we're working with. As long as you stay active, you can become Roy Jones Jr.
Exactly.
You can become
Roy
Bernal Hopkins. And I said it correct for Doc today.
The ring, man. Yeah.
You can become these legends. Manny Pacquiao, 8 losses, got knocked out 5 times out of the 8.
Yeah.
Right. It was incredible. Like, so you're gonna ruin your legacy if you don't stop. I can't give you GOAT status in the middle of your career when you're at the best. Okay, that's a beginning, a middle, there's an end. Yeah. And these men have GOAT status because I believe this is not a sport where, like every other sport, doesn't have a real division. You can call it a division or a bracket, but when the St. Louis Rams go in to play the Patriots, do the guys make weight? Are they all on the same weight? No.
Up, man.
Right. So I believe, respectfully, my opinion, there should be a GOAT awarded in almost every division. You know,
yeah,
that
true.
fighter, if he's in the conversation, then we put him against the other ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But respectfully, how am I gonna dog out Sugar Ray Leonard over Marvelous Ali? Why wouldn't, like, he did a lot. He was a GOAT when he was around. What he did, you know. And I'm always gonna say no, Ali, and these guys like Floyd did it great, man. I gotta
come on, I gotta at the right time, man.
That is, you know, I got to. So, you know, and that's why I told him, no, Naoya Inoue hasn't earned that yet. But I believe when it's all said and done, shit, it might be hard to deny the man. You know,
no, it might be
for his division. You know, and there was a big controversy with Jerome Booth Jennis and Brian Norman Jr. and that Brian Norman Jr. is a duck and that he dug Jerome Booth Jennis. And I was on the KO, and I told him he challenged me on it, and I said, "Yo, if I want to shut you down, I will, because I know about boxing." He goes, "No, he's a duck. He's a duck. $7 million. That's the most money. You can't walk away from that." And I said, "Okay, respectfully, I'm going to shut all that down. Here how it goes. You can never call a champion that wants another fight a champion a duck. That's called negotiation."
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And what the champion is, not everybody has your vision. Not everybody gets a belt and says, you know what, I want to unify. Maybe he reached his goal, his potential. All he's responsible for are the men that are in his division and his ranking system. When the number one guy challenges him and he doesn't fight him, then he's a duck.
Exactly.
That's when you can award him duck, because he's avoiding the number one guy. Truth be told, all the belts don't have obligations to themselves.
Shakur Stevenson. Yeah.
Themselves, right? Okay. What makes me fight what makes me fight you is an offer I can't refuse. Or if my vision is to unify. If I want to unify and you want to unify, perfect. Let's do it. But and then they say, well, don't hold up the division and get a belt, because when you get a belt, you should want to dare to be great. And I go, so if a man just is a great champion, he's a duck, they say yes. I said, okay. So Wilfredo Gomez was at 122 pounds. His entire 122 pound reign, he had 32 fights. He has 100% knockout ratio. When he won the belt, he had 17 world title defenses. He won them all by knockout, 100% knockout ratio. He's a duck because he didn't get no other belt.
Wilfredo Gomez, one of the best, man.
Come on, man. There's plenty of men. Look at my poster. You're gonna call him a duck because he only went after he was treated well by the WC. He represented them. That's his choice. You can't attach your dreams and your vision of wanting to unify on me. Maybe those are not my dreams and ambition. Maybe I just want to be the WBA champion, Rolly, and only fight in WBA. I don't think Rolly could have unified.
No, he never unified. No,
he couldn't. I don't think he could.
Couldn't? No, he couldn't. No, he other champs would have beat the brakes off him for sure.
Right. So we're gonna call Rolly a duck because he just wanted to stay with the WBA, my man. You are a real world champion. That's posting what a lot of people can't say. Hats off to you. I'm not gonna say that all of a sudden, if you don't unify, you're a duck. Man, come on, man.
Stupid,
you can't do that.
Yo, Oscar's got a question for you, Edwin.
Yes.
Saying, can Daniel Dubois, can he win Performance of the Year, Upset of the Year, and Fight of the Year? How can he win all three awards? He could be up for all three.
Hey.
He can be nominated for all three, but the year isn't over. We have a lot of men. We have a lot of fights in October by themselves. October 12th, October 13th, October 14th. You know, there's just a lot of guys in potential, but he is leading the way for Upset of the Year.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
I think he's leading the way for upset of the year, fight of the year. Listen, there are a lot of big. I like that Bam Bam fight. He got dropped. He fought adversity. You know, he got up. You know, he showed that. You know, I like that Bam fight, right? You know, so there were a lot of big, good performances so far. So, but I think he has potential to at least win one of those awards with that performance. He's going to be nominated more than once with that one performance. So he's definitely
knockout of the year too. Could even be in there.
Well, Tank Davis and Naoya Inoue are leading the way with that one-hand knockout sequence. When he knocked out Frank Martin, he hit him with the and then Naoya Inoue knocked out Luis Pantera Nar with the same hand.
Boop, I don't know, man. That Angelo Leo, like when he hit dude,
that was a crazy one.
Yo, Leo, even Lucas' body put HBO down face.
His soul jumped
body
back.
Was nasty too.
Jeez, bro. Some of those, but yeah, let's talk about this Boots card, yo. Boots and Bam, Philly. Boots, Karen, Bam Rodriguez, Ray Ford's on there, Khalil Cole's on there, and Shakur's cousin, I think, Saquon Moses, gonna be debuting for Matchroom.
Yep, Shakur's cousin. Yep.
Yo, I feel like this is Matchroom USA's best card that they've done in their history of being Matchroom USA. Like it's gonna be their best card, and
yeah, I think
it's gonna cost more than Brian Norman though. I know that for sure, bro. Eddie Hearn.
Was it Matchroom the Terence Crawford card?
No, that wasn't Matchroom, I don't think. Because
no?
I feel like Terence Crawford
Matchroom was on there, but it was Israel Madrimov representing Matchroom.
Like Terence Crawford is with Turkey.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a complete. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, Israel Madrimov was on. He's represented by Eddie Hearn. He's on Matchroom.
Right, but yeah,
guy he fought, but it wasn't.
Yeah, top rank there. Yeah, Ben Shalom there. You had PBC fighters on that one. Like that one was a mix of everybody, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that card is nice. I don't know. Did you mention Ray Ford is on there as well? I think
Ray Ford's on there.
And Khalil Cole's on there too. You know, big stepper. So he's on that Boots and Bam card. So yeah.
Emma Williams. I didn't mention.
Emma Williams is on there as well. Yep. So he's gonna make his return since losing to Hamza Shiraz. So that should be good to see him bounce back from the Hamza Shiraz loss. It's a very good card, man.
I don't think Ed Hearns can afford for Boots to lose. You know, another one of his fighters. Like he's coming up on a crazy losing streak. Like seriously, everything's on Boots. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, I also want to take the time real quick and talk up Boots' competition. I believe this guy's a tough guy. I believe this is going to be another test for Jaron Boots Ennis. I think this is going to be an amazing fight. I would like you guys to tune in to watch this fight and support Jaron Boots Ennis as he goes into this fight, because this is going to be a battle right here. I don't think this is no walk in the park. Let's remember that every time you sign up to fight a world champion, that you're going to get the best out of that man, because he's going to try to change his stars as well. So from this point on, any man that gets in the ring with Boots Ennis, he's always taking a risk. And I'm on the side of giving both sides their flowers, because when he beats them, then we won't say, hey, Edwin, didn't you say the other guy was a tomato can? No, this guy's a tough guy. And I like this guy right here. I like this match right here. I think Jaron Boots Ennis can really come into this fight, show his skills. I hope he's successful in this match. I see him winning. And I hope he wins by knockout and he gives an impressive performance. But make no mind, this is an amazing fight right here.
Yeah, man. Karen definitely need to. Oh, go ahead, Doc.
No. Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think the people's disappointment with it is the fact that it's a rematch, you know, and that's, I mean, but like you said, it's still a good fight because he's ranked number 1. You know, he's a mandatory IBF mandatory that they called for Jaron Boots Ennis, and I think Boots is kind of in a spot. Not saying he's at the same caliber of Canelo now, but I'm saying that what he has in common with Sinman right now is that if he's not fighting right now, it's more about who he's not fighting than who he's fighting. So what I say that the correlation I make is that no matter who Canelo fights, If it's not Dave Benavidez, we're going to naturally be disappointed. So with Boots, if it's not Brian Norman, we're going to be disappointed. If it's not Stanionis, we're going to be disappointed. If it's not Barrios, we're going to be disappointed. It's now, especially that it's a rematch, somebody he already beat, going to be disappointed. But like you said, I think this is a good fight. Karen, you know, he put on it was a decent fight last time. I never really thought that he could win, but going in, I did, you know, and if he could change some things, which he's capable of, I think he can make it interesting. And then even if they don't make it interesting, that's what we got Bam on the card for. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got Ray Ford on the card for us. That's why we got Khalil Cole, and you know what I'm saying? And Emma Williams and everybody else to kind of make up for it, you know. So I'm looking forward to this card. I agree with Edwin, man. I think that Karen is a good fighter. And I think it's not as disappointing as, at least not for me. I speak for myself. It's not as disappointing as Pete, the general public will make you believe just because it's a rematch. But he got a rematch for nobody. It's the number one mandatory. So got to respect that. So.
Got to. He earned his way. He earned it. He's you know, he's the number one guy. And when we're talking about this and we're talking about equality, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us are saying, you know, David the Monster Benavidez deserved that fight against Saul, and they should have, you know, made that fight, right, and everything, and that the ranking system. And then we talk about like fights when they don't happen. You know, ask the number one guy when he's out on the wing. I did everything you asked me to do. I fought all the fights, and because this guy's fighting this guy on a triple double header, right? My career goes back for 3 years.
Right.
You know, so it's like, yes, I gotta respect the number one guy, you know, and I believe Jaron Bruce Ennis should take this fight not lightly. When you fight a man, you take away two things, even in win or defeat. You learn something. You say to yourself, if I fought him again, I would do this different. Right. I would do this, you know. So it's always dangerous, and that's what I take from this fight. It's not necessarily the other guy always comes in. No, the other guy might have learned something that night about you.
Right.
Waiting to exploit it. That's why I say it's dangerous when you repeat the guy. You know, just ask Manny Pacquiao. Repeat that guy one too many times, and he saw that shot. You know what I'm saying? So look, you know, I like the activity. I think that Jaron Boots Ennis fell in an interesting time. Unfortunately, he went through that thing with his boxing promoter when he died. He had that pause and gap, not caused because of him, because he couldn't fight. You see, and then switching boxing promoters, trying to represent them in Philly and get the people to come to Philly. Not everybody's eager to sign up to fight you in your hometown. So he's not getting the big names. So he's taking the number one guy. So I think it's because of a lot of unfortunate events for him. And we expected so much of him because the little we got to see of him, we liked. We know his potential. We know what he's worth, you know, so we were eager to see him. And like Doc said, when you got this guy doing this, we're not so eager for it, but it's because of his absence. And when he's coming back, we want to see that fight. We want to speak for him and say, we told you he was this good. We want him to go out there and show us. You know, for we could say, I told you he was that dude. That's him. Mama, there goes that man.
There goes that man. Mama, there goes that man.
That's true.
You know,
I think Brian Norman's probably the guy who will sign up to fight him first. I really believe he's not scared of Boots, but
no.
It's the PBC boys that are gonna be a problem getting the fight with. Like I could already see that because Stanionis and Barrios, they both have already said the offer was low. Probably didn't even look at it. They're just like, so like Stanionis, like bro.
And her ain't got no money. Frank Warren got it all.
Like if $2 million the low, like that's gonna be I think $2 million right now is where they got to start with everybody. But Stanionis not making that, so like I don't know why the fans got on Norman about that when they could have been getting on Stanionis. Because bro, I get Barrios. Barrios has a name. He's probably the more marketable guy in the division right now of all of them. To be honest, Barrios got the Mexican background. Fought Tank, you know, a lot of people think he fought Tank tough, and he won a belt off Ugas, who's a former champ. So he's got the storyline for Boots at least. You know, Norman's kind of like the youngest guy, and then Stanionis, we don't really know him, so I don't know why people were on Norman so bad when they should have been on Stanionis too, because he didn't have a date. Still don't have a date.
It's easier to get mad at Brian Norman for some reason, man.
Exactly, man.
I don't know why it was, but
but there's a see. I always remind my fans that boxing is a business disguised as a sport, and there's a business aspect to boxing. Brian Norman Jr. went into the room and heard their negotiations. He had the right to dip his toe in the pond. He's a world champion. Now, at the same time, you got to be honest with your fighter. Now, Brian Norman Jr., you just got this belt. You like walking around being called champ. And this is not a rule in boxing, but amongst fighters in locker rooms, it's one thing to win a world champion, but you become a champion in the eyes of champion once you defend it. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So Brian Norman Jr. first came around, brought his belt, and said, how much was it worth to you? They said 1.7 million. He said, okay, I'll be back. He's going to run. He's going to go try to make a defense. Why? Because his father's like, listen, Brian, you just got that belt, and you're going to fight the #1 champion in the division? Try to enjoy this a little. Try to, like, win and defend a little bit. That's like Sebastian Fundora. Yeah, I finally achieved my dream. I got 2 belts. You got to fight Terence Crawford. Who? The #1 belt? Like, are you serious? I can't. Everybody's ducking people. He's not honored, man. I gotta fight the #1 guy.
Fundora said he wants Crawford now.
Yeah, he can say whatever he wants. He ain't gonna say it in front of a mic. You know, he's a warrior. He ain't gonna say it. But his father knows what time it is. Damn, give my son a break.
They saw that Saudi one. They did.
You're gonna throw him right into the Lions Den? Like, come on. So Brian Norman Jr.'s father had to see that. You know, come on, let's be honest. He'll go in there and get it.
He's the youngest champ in boxing right now, so.
Oh, he might be the youngest champion in boxing, but his fight prior to that, he didn't look that good.
No. But you know what? It's what you got last with him, and he stops Giovanni there. We can't get mad at that. He showed up when it mattered. Like
backyard and the underdog.
Giovanni is definitely not Jerome Boots Ennis.
But Boots Ennis ain't really. Boots Ennis didn't stop Ruben Villa, and we saw what this no-name dude did to him like 3 weeks ago on the Canelo card. Dude flatlined him.
Yeah.
I didn't see that from Boots, man. So maybe Norman's right about Boots' power. Maybe it ain't real. Maybe he said that, bro. He did say that.
I don't know.
He said he hit in combination, but he ain't hurt nobody.
He hurt nobody. He did say that. He did say that, man.
I remember watching Jerome Boots Ennis in the bubble one time where there was like no fans, and you could hear his father yelling instructions to him. And he told his dad, I got you, Dad. And he went, and he hit the dude with the uppercut and dropped him. You know, I think he got power, but I think at this level, these men know how to roll with punches. They're trained professionals.
Should be. Yeah, they should know how.
To catch a guy flush now and at this level, you're not catching guys flush anymore. Your knockout percentages go down.
But you know what the problem is with Boots? Sergey Lipinets is his best win. That's my issue with Boots. Lipinets is not who he is.
That's what I mean by being
47?
confusing and misleading because of that long gap of absence that he never really got to pop off the way he should have with his first boxing promoters, you know? And then that year of court, you know, he didn't get to do anything too much in that.
So I felt like the Norman fight could have been his signature win. Could have been really the win that made us say, okay, yeah, Boots is definitely this guy. Like he beat a young champ, hungry champ. Yeah. Youngest champ in boxing right now. And he's the 2-time champ now. He's unified. Now he's bringing more to the table against Stanionis and Barrios. He got a little bit more leverage now.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up with Stanionis right now? What is he doing?
Yeah, exactly my point. Like he should have been in the fire too with Norman. Like people acted like Stanionis had something lined up. Like it was crazy.
They act like Barrios and Stanionis don't exist. They act like you would the way that people were talking about Norman and Ennis, you would think that they're the only 2 champions in the division. Like the only thing
you heard about Barrios was him fighting Pacquiao.
Exactly.
And now the crazy thing about
he's fighting on the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson undercard against,
and he's not gonna be the co-main. He's gonna be the third fight.
Yeah, he's fighting against Abel Ramos, if I'm not mistaken.
Like Katie Taylor and
Amanda Serrano rematch.
They're gonna be the co for sure. They're gonna be the co.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at them not fighting. You know, I'm not mad at them not unifying. But I'm I was very annoyed by the way people were covering it. Like you would have thought that, like you would have thought that Barrios and Stanionis weren't saying the same exact thing that Norman was saying. They all said the same thing. They all said that the offer from Eddie was low. Every single, even Barrios's trainer, what's his name?
Bob Santos.
Yeah, Santos. Thank you. Yeah, Santos. He said no. I need a lot of money, man. He said I'll fight Boots, but Barrios will fight Boots, but we need more money than what they're offering. So everybody echoed the same thing, but everybody just piled on Norman. I'm not saying that he couldn't have fought either. I would have liked that fight as well. But yeah, I'm with Edwin on this one, man. Let him go fight Derek Cuevas. Derek Cuevas is not a gimme. He's a top 10 ranked opponent. You know what I'm saying? A voluntary defense against a top 10 guy in your first defense. And this is only a second. This will be a second scheduled 12 rounder. You know what I'm saying? Right. Three fights prior to that, he was fighting 8 rounders. You know what I'm saying? Then he fought. You know what I'm saying? Then he fought.
No, that's true.
Yeah, it's like he was a severe underdog going against Giovanni Santelli. He fought him in his backyard. You want to go again as an underdog back to back in Ennis's backyard now? Like, come on,
bro. Man. You gotta look at William Old School, man. Shout out to William Old School. Thanks for subscribing, bro. Really appreciate you. The JBT fam. They be over there, man.
That family, please don't forget to hit that like button, and please don't forget to subscribe to my man's channel, one of the hottest channels and growing channels coming up on YouTube.
Appreciate
We'll always bring you the latest in boxing.
Yes, sir, man.
From the north.
What do we think Crawford got to do next, man? Is he got to chase 3-time undisputed, or should he go for the Canelo fight?
I like that option. I don't like the Canelo fight as much as like my brother and my friends do. I think that this is like another smoke screen where we're seeing another guy come up 2-3 weight divisions to fight Saul, and he's getting away with it again because it's Terence Crawford's name. Had it been anybody else and he fights a guy 2-3 weight divisions down, we wouldn't want this fight. But because the name says Terence Crawford, we're like okaying it. And this is the shit we're talking about. We want to stop in boxing. But all of a sudden, it's Terence Crawford's name. We're backing it.
Yeah.
And if Terence Crawford came in there and it was the little old guy and he beat Terence Crawford, man, I'm not going to want to give Saul that much credit. Like, you keep beating guys in different divisions, but no one in yours. And that's how we back up and ignore David the Monster Benavidez.
Right,
and that's why he's stabbed in his back, because we're not stopping things like this. We're actually encouraging it. And I love Terence Crawford and everything, but I think that he needs to stay in his lane and not help him on his bullshit. Terence Crawford, you don't need Saul Canelo Alvarez to solidify your career.
Yeah.
Your shit is sketched, and so you are the first man to unify, and no one can take that away from you.
Exactly.
Because of you set it a trend and a precedent for these other guys to feel like that was something that could be achievable.
Yeah, he started a new wave.
Yeah. No one did this.
Yeah.
So you're a trendsetter, Terence Crawford. You don't need Saul.
Yeah, I believe, man, I'm the same way, man. Because I look at it as he's gonna eclipse his own self in history, being 3-time undisputed. Nobody's ever done that. So he eclipses his own self.
Right.
And pretty much he's always gonna be known as that guy who went and cleared 3 divisions.
At the same time, let me ask you something, right, North. Do you feel safe with him retiring with the guy Naoya Inoue still around that could possibly do 3-2?
No, because I look at 30. Is it 30 he's going to go to next, or 26?
26.
26. I look at 26 is where Shu Shu's at. We were just talking about that. That division is loaded with dragons, bro. Espinoza, Leo, Nick Ball. Nick Ball would, in any way, would be a hell of a fight, though.
I would love to see that.
I tell you what,
and the persistence and accuracy of Inoue.
Vargas, he would lay out Vargas.
Vargas, he could beat Vargas, right? Yeah, he could probably beat Vargas.
He's gonna dominate him. Espinoza is gonna be a tricky one, I think. But I think that Naoya Inoue has the gas tank, the skill, and the ring IQ. He's proven fighting taller guys before in the past. It didn't give him any problem. I liked it, the Robeisy against Inoue fight, because of Robeissy's height, skill, speed, and he's explosive. He's unpredictable sometimes. He likes to showboat a little bit, and I noticed what is Naoya Inoue problems is the awkward style. The better boxer you are, the more in trouble you are against them.
Right.
But if you got an awkward approach or you got something, he resets. He starts to read you. In the Marlon Tapales fight, why Marlon Tapales lasted so long was go back and watch that fight. Yo, every round he gave him a different look. He came out like this, then he came out like this, then he came out like this. And then Naoya Inoue saw, oh, this motherfucker's just making shit up as he goes.
Yeah.
He's not fluent in it. Meaning every style and technique has an offense and a defense, right? Angela Leo, right? He was awkward, but he had an awkward and a defense to his style. You understand? Right? So when Naoya Inoue tested the waters against, he did different movements. He recognized you're not fluid in this.
Right.
You see, he recognized he was just doing bullshit, and then he approached them. He finished them. You see?
Oh, shout out to William Old School. He says Crawford has one huge payday left and it isn't Canelo. He says people will pay for Bud versus Jermell. And a lot of people want to see that fight. Yo, that fight has some history because what Bud did to his boy, man. And I love that fight because Bud looked over in the crowd and said, "You next, man." I love that. When he did that, I was like, okay.
I love that too.
Jamel and Jamal, ain't they both still retired?
Well, Mel's like champion in recess at 54, I believe, the WBA.
No, they stripped him.
No, he's champion recess because he went up to fight Canelo, so it was kind of like they put him in recess, like Devin Haney right now. He's champion recess for WBC. It's kind of the same situation.
Right.
So I mean, the fight could happen if he comes back.
Yeah, there's rumors about them returning, but we'll see. Yeah. Hopefully they do.
Man, I love them dudes, man. I miss them, and for the sport, you don't know what you have until it's gone. You know, when they left, like, tell you the truth, look, let's be honest. Terence Crawford is our heaviest world champion for the Americans. You know what I mean? For my side, anyway. 154 is our heaviest champion. We don't have a world champion heavier than 154. The Charlo twins were it. Those were some of our guys.
60, Maul, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? we have no one. I'm looking for Richard Torres maybe in the future, maybe to try to secure a world title, at a heavyweight division or something. But as far as 154, we only hold from 154 down to like no, we have a small champion from Puerto Rico at 105. Oscar Collazo. Yeah, he has a belt. So, but we don't have many. Japan has 10 world champions.
You got Barrios too, isn't he? Like American?
No, he's
Mexican.
Yeah, well,
he's actually born in Mexico. Oh, okay,
Mexico. Yeah. So he represents Mexico. Yeah. So like, man. You don't appreciate those guys until you look around and you say, "Oh shit, we don't got nobody up there." Like, oh man, where the hell are Charlo twins?
Who's supposed to represent? Yeah,
but one thing about this sport, some of us come from, obscurity, and we didn't have a lot of money. And when you're seeing your favorite rapper or athlete, and they ask you to come hang out, some of us we're not prepared to deal with that and to learn how to deal with money. And sometimes it's not the ring that takes you out. It's the lifestyle if you don't know how to deal with it. You know, so unfortunately, these guys didn't get beat in the ring, the Charlo twins. I mean, one lost, but they were technically on top. Life took them out.
Yes, yeah.
The lifestyle took them out. So that's unfortunate. And I hope for their returns. Yeah.
I mean, William Old School, he said Jermell is back in the gym training and he wants all the smoke from what he's hearing from his source. Okay. That's good. That's one of them is back in. I'm still waiting for Spence, man. Spence is supposed to be fighting somebody and got no trainer. Like, that's crazy.
I'm telling you, bro, that's tough.
That's tough.
Spence one of my favorite fighters because like his attitude was no tune-ups. And I love that, man. And at the same time, I feel like his career has fell by that as well. Like, he's been in a lot of wars.
Yeah.
Obviously, outside of the car accident, he's just been in a lot of tough fights. Him and Porter. Him and Danny. Like,
technically, he only lost to one fighter so far.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You only lost to one man.
Yeah,
don't ruin your legacy.
Yeah, man.
Don't ruin your career. You know, if you don't got it in you and you don't have it. But I say, look, I think that he's battling a lot of unknowns, that car accident, all that medication, getting off that medication. There's a lot of things that transpire in a man's life. And what would stop you from leaving that much money on the table time and time again? You know, you're not coming back for a reason. You know, there's millions. He could have capitalized in the rematch with Terence Crawford, win, lose, or draw, still made $27 million.
Right.
Another loss, you know, but there's obviously something more wrong with him for a fighter to walk away from that much money that many times in a row.
Yeah, man.
You know, and I wish him the best, but I hope he makes the right decision for him and his family.
No, absolutely. But yeah, man, I'm about to close it up. Me here in 2 hours. Really appreciate y'all for coming through. Yo, Edwin, man, let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Absolutely. At Round One Sports Talk on YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook, Round One Sports Talk. Thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Doc Boxing, yo, my man.
You already know, man.
Yeah, let them know where they can find you, my brother, doctor.
Yes, sir, man. Dr. Boxing Talk, man, on YouTube, man. Shout out to my boy Ryan, man. Appreciate you having me on here, man. Shout out to Edwin as well for pulling up, man. Yeah, I'm on Dr. Boxing Talk on YouTube as well, man. So yeah, come check me out. I appreciate it. We're here for Ryan right now, though. Shout out to Ryan. Y'all sub up,
y'all fellas for coming in, talking this beautiful sport with me, man.
Yeah.
You already know what it is. Shout out to William Old School. He's got another one. Spence. I'm a Spence guy, he said, but he's done. I'm hearing he's getting beat up in sparring. Oh man, that's not good. Yeah, like you said, like Edwin said, he got to leave it alone then, man.
Yeah,
that's the problem. These guys don't know when to quit, though.
They don't know when to quit. They don't know when to quit. You know, all of a sudden you see him back in the ring. I'm back.
Yo.
Yo, you should have stayed retired. But listen, Ryan, man, thank you. I'm about to get out of here. Check out Doc. It's been an amazing show. You guys are the best. And good night.
Yeah, man.
Good night, bro.
All right, tapping with you tomorrow morning, brother.
Yes, sir.
You go live every morning.
You already know. Appreciate you, man. Y'all be easy. God bless.
Yeah, peace.
All right.